Good evening, everybody. Or for those of you who are joining on a different day, at a different time, good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is when you are watching this. I'm just going to give a few minutes for people to join us who have just noticed that this has come on live, and then I will start. So I'm just fiddling around with some music at the moment. As last week, there are children upstairs being put to bed, hopefully. So hopefully we won't get disturbed by them. Hello Melissa, how are you? Nice to join us. Hope you're feeling okay. Hope you find somewhere squishy and comfy, whether that's on a sofa or on a chair, on the floor, anywhere that feels comfortable to you. And if you've been running around homeschooling other kids today, then sitting on a piece of tarmac is probably quite comfy right now. So yeah, I'm just going to give a few minutes just for anybody to realise that we've started and get on the live and find somewhere comfy. So, for those of you who have no idea who I am, my name is Meg Briley. Oh, sorry, I'm just reading. Hi Maria, thank you. That's really kind. I've just had 2 very delicious chocolates to pep me up, and the wine will be waiting later, so better day than yesterday. So my name is Meg Briley, and I am a doula and I'm a hypnobirthing teacher with A Gentle Journey. I'm the founder of A Gentle Journey. I also do postnatal massage, and I support women with birth trauma or postnatal trauma. I'm here with the purpose tonight to provide a little bit of a space for anybody, aimed at people who are pregnant, but it may well be, and I know there's a few people watching who aren't pregnant, who just want a bit of space, where at the moment that you might be able to find a physical space, but a space in your mind that feels a little bit quiet and a little bit peaceful is a bit of a struggle to find at the moment. I was sat here just making a few notes of exactly what I wanted to say before I did the relaxation, and my mind was completely blank. Because I'm in the same boat as everybody else with regards to kind of not really knowing what on earth is going on from day to day. And even 7 days ago when I was sitting here doing the first relaxation, the amount of things that have changed in that time is incredible. Things that we never thought would change in life outside the door, but also in maternity as well. So for any of you who are currently pregnant, this is a really, really anxiety-provoking time, because everything that you were planning for, everything that you were preparing for is suddenly shifting, and it's shifting not in a couple of months, it's shifting now, and it's shifting possibly in a different direction tomorrow, in a different direction the next day. And what I want to try and encourage you to do is really focus on an affirmation that I really stand by right now, which is I focus on what I can control and I let go of what I can't control. And it might feel like there's a heck of a lot that you can't control right now, but there is one very, very key thing that you can control, and that is you. Nobody else can control you. That comes purely from your mind, purely from your heart. Everything that's going on around you that you can't control, you could fight all day, use all the energy you have, and you're not going to be able to control any of that. So focus inwardly on you. And if that's with pregnancy, focus on things that you can really take control of. Before we start the relaxation, I just want to really reiterate a couple of things that have been going through my mind. One of the things that's really affecting a lot of people's confidence right now is the elements associated with birth partners. So whether that's birth partner able to be with you during labour and birth, a birth partner being with you, visiting, a birth partner being with you postnatally, and it's really, really scary, the restrictions that are coming into play. I wrote a blog late last night that I published today. Please feel free to go and have a look at that blog. It's on the website. There's if you go onto the new website, at the menu tabs at the top, there's one that says blog. If you go into there, you'll find a blog. Basically, it's entitled "What if my birth partner can't be with me?" Or I'm paraphrasing. It doesn't mean that there's an inevitability that your birth partner isn't going to be there with you, because the Royal College of Midwives has just released a statement saying that absolutely should never happen, and restrictions should never end up at a point where birth partners aren't there in your labour and birth with you. But there are still restrictions in place in terms of how long they can stay, in terms of how long birth partners are able to visit for, if they can visit at all, which nationally now that's not really happening. On that blog is a list of lots and lots of things that you can do to stay in control and prepare for that. As a doula, so if I was supporting you as your doula, I would be supporting you in 3 ways, because I'm not clinical, I'm not a midwife. The 3 ways I would support you are informationally, so giving you information. And that's something you can do. You can find out what information is there, and you can find out what updates are happening and what's going on. If that's in East Lancashire, if you're in East Lancs, then the Births in East Lancs Facebook page is brilliant. If you're in other areas of the country, find out, and it's usually wherever the doulas are or wherever the hypnobirthing teachers are, contact a local doula and find out if they can help to update you. So information. Once you've found out the information for today, switch it off. You don't need it for the rest of the day. You've got the information you need right now. The second thing I do as a doula or as a hypnobirthing teacher is provide practical support. So practical stuff. Go onto the blog and look at what practical stuff you can do. Things like birth planning, birth preferences, things like making sure that the person you're isolating with is the person that you want at your birth. Little things like, if you think you want a backup around, are they self-isolating right now so they can be as healthy for you as they possibly can be? But finding out information, making practical steps to prepare yourself. And the final one is emotional support. I'm here for any of you with no charge whatsoever. You don't have to pay me to be your doula. I'm here at the end of the phone, end of an email, for any of you. If you need any preparation support whatsoever, please don't hesitate to get in touch. But emotional support for yourself can also come from you with regards to things like relaxation. So that's where this comes in. So forget updates and information tonight. Tomorrow, if you're feeling ill prepared, or if you're feeling like you need to really take some steps to relieve your anxiety, number 1, get some information about what's happening. Number 2, make some practical steps to prepare. So things like, does any extra stuff need to go in your birth bag, for example? And the third one is emotional support, which is you relying on things like hypnobirthing. It doesn't mean you have to be hypnobirthing to achieve that emotional support. The people around you, the network around you, finding support from somebody who can understand where your anxiety is coming from and can help to just hear you, help to hold your space and just listen to where you're at right now and provide that unconditional love and understanding that this is really, excuse my language, really shitty. Sorry if there's kids listening next to you. Everything that's going on right now is really, really difficult. So find someone who gets it and who can listen to you. For now, I am going to do a really specific relaxation. Last week was really general. Last week was really just about getting into a really comfortable space. Today I'm going to do a relaxation that is about coping with the unexpected, coping with when things change. Now, ordinarily, I would be reading this script to somebody I was supporting, thinking about things like maybe anxiety levels have suddenly peaked, or maybe there's been a change in terms of the way your birth is going. Maybe you're making a decision to be induced, or maybe you're making a decision to have an assisted birth, or maybe you're making decisions around proposals of having elective caesarean, but changes that naturally can happen in labour and birth. Suddenly, the unexpected has become something we never ever would have thought, beyond any imagination, would have happened. And so this is really, really relevant, this relaxation. So I really hope that it is really helpful for you. Those of you who are not pregnant, or maybe you're just clinging on to little food babies, like I am, this is still perfectly relevant for you to really chill out and really relax. Obviously, I'm going to make reference to pregnancy things, but that's fine. Your conscious mind will just zone that out. It's not going to alert you out of the relaxation. You can still have a really nice chilled out and lovely calm time. So, as last week, I will not speak or have a lot of conversation at the end, because the idea is that if you are lounging on a sofa and trying to have some quiet time, you can then just carry on doing that. What you don't want me to do is start nattering about stuff. So at the end of the relaxation, I will alert, as in I will bring you out of the relaxation, but I'm not going to then talk. I will literally just finish the live. So don't just think I've fallen off the face of the earth. That's your cue to just carry on with your evening. And if that's sleeping, great. If that's going and pouring a glass of wine, or if that's just having some chocolates, or if that's just switching on some really easy watching TV, whatever works for you. Okay. So I'm going to start the relaxation now. This time, last week I didn't put any music on. I'm going to play a little bit of light music in the background. it's going to be really quite quiet. It's just a little bit of extra sound for you. So if you want to now, just if you haven't already, go to wherever you are in your space where you're planning on relaxing. So finding that space on the chair, finding that space on the sofa, maybe sitting on the floor, leaning on the sofa, lying down, wherever's comfortable for you. Especially if you're pregnant, make sure that bump is supported. Make sure that your arms are resting in a place that isn't going to shift. So for example, if your hands are on your bump, it's quite easy for your hands to slip off. So having them resting somewhere where they're supported. At any time during a relaxation, it's absolutely fine for you to shift your position. It's absolutely fine for you to move and make yourself more comfortable if you become uncomfortable anyway. Feel free to move and shift around, but do a little body check just now, just to check that you're not holding yourself in a position that you can't maintain. Uncross your legs, uncross your arms, and so on. If you're not comfortable closing your eyes, then don't feel you have to close your eyes. Just loosely focus on a spot in the near distance. Maybe someone on the wall in front of you, or maybe if you've got a candle lit, the candle flame is perfect. I am going to kind of stay here. You could watch me if you like. Otherwise, just close your eyes because nobody else can see you. Okay. So I'm going to start the relaxation now. So just settle yourself down. Wherever you are, just adjust your position and make yourself really, really comfortable. Give yourself permission to just enjoy this relaxation now, and know that while you relax, both you and your baby will benefit. Know that the skills of relaxation that you're practicing now will stand you in good stead when it comes to your baby's birth and afterwards. And if you haven't already closed your eyes, just allow them to close now. And as they close, I wonder what you see on the inside of your eyelids. Just gazing at the inner surface of those closed eyes. Sometimes people see a kaleidoscope of images and patterns. It's like looking at your own personal light show, a multitude of different colours and shapes. Other people see nothing at all. Just a deep, soothing blackness like a velvety, starlit sky. And as you just feel yourself relaxing, I wonder if you can think of a particular colour. Maybe the colour green, like fresh green leaves or a newly mown lawn. And as you think of that colour green, I wonder if you can see hints of it now, just a suggestion of green. Maybe you think of the colour yellow, a golden bright yellow like the sun, or the yolk of an egg. And as you think of that yellow, maybe that colour dances behind your eyes. Even if you're not actually seeing that colour, maybe you're imagining it now. Just thinking of the colour yellow. Now, some people find this easy to do, other people don't, and that's okay. Think of how a rainbow looks. How it looks in the sky when the sun is shining and the rain is falling down. And the light has that beautiful quality of darkness and brightness all at the same time. And you can think of all the colours in that rainbow, all the way from the brightest red through to the deepest indigo. And you can have fun for a moment or two just thinking of all those different colours and just seeing if you can create them in your mind's eye, one at a time or all at once. And it's interesting to think that all those rainbow colours you see are nothing more than thoughts. You're not actually seeing that rainbow at all, it's just your imagination. The result of electrical impulses passing through your brain. Because when you think of something, your brain creates an image of it and recreates the feeling that goes with it. So when you think of something beautiful, it makes you happy. And you can create any image you like in your mind just now. Maybe the image of your partner's face, perhaps a scene from a particular place that you love to visit. Maybe picturing what it might be like to meet your newborn baby. And as you picture that, think of how it makes you feel. And in just the same way, you can create any kind of response in your body just by thinking about it. So you can just think now of how it feels to be really deeply relaxed. How it feels when your body feels truly comfortable, when all your muscles are loose and free from tension, and you can create that feeling now. And you can think of how it feels when your mind feels calm, at ease, when you just know that everything is okay. Everything in the space around you now is just as it should be, feeling peaceful, at one with the universe and everything in it. And you can create that feeling now just by thinking about it. And when you feel ready, you can simply stop trying. Stop trying to imagine all those images and colours and just relax. Relaxing those eyelids even more than they already are. Really noticing how good it feels when those eyelids are closed so gently and those tiny muscles in your eyelids and around your eyes just release and melt into relaxation. And all around your eyes is just a feeling of comfort and softness. Feeling those eyelids grow heavier and heavier now, still and heavy. In fact, you can hardly remember what it felt like when your eyes were open because it seems so easy and natural to relax them in this way. And just as your eyes rest, the rest of your body can rest. All tension melting away now, feeling yourself sinking deeper and deeper into the cushion or the pillow, wherever you lie or sit, so that maybe you're feeling as if you are floating now, weightless. Maybe your limbs are feeling heavier and heavier. And you recognise this feeling now, this familiar feeling of relaxation which comes so easily to you now. And as you continue to rest, your mind might wander. And you might think about other things. Maybe an awareness of a particular noise outside, or the sensation of the surface on which your hands are resting. Perhaps the temperature of the room. Let your mind notice all those things, but not be bothered or distracted by them. You can gently bring back your awareness to the present moment, back to this feeling of relaxation. And just as you created all those different colours in your mind, you can create any kind of scene, any kind of image. Like at night when you're asleep, you might have dreams like movies playing out in your imagination. And even people that don't remember their dreams do have them, because dreaming is our mind's way of resolving problems, of exploring our innermost desires and our deepest fears. And in dreams there are no limits, no rules. Anything can be thought about and anything can be achieved, and you don't even have to be asleep to do this, because you can simply daydream, allowing thoughts and images to play across your mind. I'd like to invite you to daydream right now. Allow yourself to go on a pleasant mental journey, and all that you need to do is listen to the sound of my voice. While the story unfolds, just allow yourself to see whatever you see. Just experience whatever you experience in whatever way is right for you. And as you daydream in this pleasant way, you find yourself thinking of a place you've always wanted to visit. Now, this particular place is somewhere you know you will be happy. It's somewhere you've been looking forward to going for a very long time, and you realise this place you've dreamed of will soon be a reality. Soon you'll be there, you're finally on your way. And realising that your journey will soon be starting, you're feeling excited, but maybe kind of anxious too, because you've never been to this particular place before and you don't quite know what to expect. But other people have told you how fantastic it is. You've seen the pictures, you've read the books, it all looks so interesting, a new language to learn, a new culture to experience. So many exciting adventures you will have along the way. You're keen to get there, keen to get on with it and start experiencing all these new and exciting things. And you've been preparing for this for quite some time. You've done your research. You've booked the accommodation, the transport is all arranged, you've packed your bags with everything you might need for your journey. In fact, you're not quite sure what you'll need, so you've packed it all just in case. And you've been asking around. You've talked to other people who've been there before, and some have smiled somewhat smugly and told you how great it is, while others have laughed and told you you've got no idea how hard it will be. They've all given advice, so much advice. Do this, do that. And all this advice seems contradictory. And all these thoughts are going round and round in your head, and it just seems so hard to know what to do. The place you're going to is a long way away, and you've been told that the journey can sometimes be complicated. You know that getting there can take some time. Although the funny thing is, different people seem to get there in different ways. You heard of one woman who got there in just a couple of hours, others have taken days. You're not sure what that means, but one thing you know is that you won't know until you experience it for yourself. There's simply no way of predicting what kind of journey you will have. And it occurs to you that you've been so busy thinking about the destination that you've forgotten to think about how you'll actually get there. You start to think of all the things that could go wrong. What if you get lost on the way? What if there's a delay and you need to change your plans? What if the journey itself is harder or longer than you thought? And you start to wonder if maybe there's another way to get there, a quicker way, a way that cuts out some of the stops along the route. Maybe it would be easier if you didn't have the journey at all, but were somehow magically transported to your destination. Perhaps you even begin to wonder if you really want to go there at all. And you ponder all these things. And you think how nice it would be to have a guide, someone who could help you on the way. Someone who could cut through all this confusing advice, show you the best way forward. And as you think of this, you are surprised to find that your guide appears, standing before you now, and your guide takes the form of a woman, an older woman with a gentle face and warm eyes that twinkle with an inner light. You intuitively sense that this lady is kind and wise, and that she's there to help you. Her hands are wrinkled, but her skin is soft, and she has such a beautiful spirit that you feel soothed just by her presence. And you tell the old woman about the journey you're about to make, and how you feel confused and uncertain, and you ask her for advice. And she smiles because she can see that you're afraid. And she tells you that she's very familiar with the journey you're about to make. In fact, she's been there many times before. Sometimes she's been on her own, and she's also made the journey with others, supporting them on their journey, helping them along the way with gentle words of encouragement. And she asks you to think of other times in your life when you've felt this way, when you've been scared of the unknown or felt uncertain of the right path to take. Difficult times that have challenged you, because we've all experienced challenges at times. And she asks you to recall how it was you overcame those challenges, because although they felt hard at the time, you did overcome them, because you're here today. You survived, and you learned, and you grew as a result, and maybe now when you look back, you actually feel grateful for some of those experiences because they were all a part of life. And although life is complicated at times, life is sometimes hard, you know it can also be amazing and exciting and rewarding. And you think about what it was you did back then. How was it that you responded to those difficulties that faced you? Perhaps you called upon your strength and courage to face your problems head on. Perhaps other people helped and supported you along the way. Or maybe you dug deep to find your determination, your own ability to handle whatever life threw at you. Or it could be that you just put one foot in front of the other, simply moving forward one step at a time. And you start to understand that we all cope with things in our own unique way, and we find the way that is right for us. So whatever another person did or didn't do in a similar circumstance really doesn't matter to you. What matters is your particular capabilities, your own unique and individual way of coping. And as you look at this woman's lovely old face and see the wisdom of her age and all that she has learned along the way, you can also see her strength. And you sense her deep, quiet confidence that all will be well. Because she knows that while the journey may sometimes be hard, the destination will be so worthwhile. And she smiles and she takes your hand in hers and she looks into your eyes. And as she does, you feel filled with a growing sense of confidence, an awareness that it's not all about the destination. The journey is part of the story after all. And you resolve to make the most of that journey. And as you look at her now, it's as if all the years fall away and you see her more clearly. You see her as a younger woman, about your age, and she enfolds you in her arms, and as she does, you feel yourself taking on all her courage and strength, and you realise to your surprise that in fact, she is you. She represents your own timeless wisdom, your intuition, your female instinct, and this will always be there to guide you, just as it has guided generations of other women before you. And you feel comforted by this. You already have that will help you on your journey, and you think of the people who will go with you on the way, the people who will be there to help and support you. And you think of all the positive things you can do to help yourself. And you resolve to only listen to people who encourage and support you. Those who have enjoyed their travels, and you let them share their positive stories with you, the wonderful sights that they saw along the way, the people they met, the surprises they encountered. And as you listen to their stories, it occurs to you that the ones who enjoyed it the most didn't always have the easiest of times. They did encounter challenges along the way, and that sometimes things did not go according to plan, but that was all part of the richness of the experience. And you know that whatever you encounter, it will all be part of your journey. And the journey and the destination are not separate entities, but all part of the same thing. Part of becoming your baby's mother, part of creating a family. And in the remaining weeks and days before your baby's birth, you continue your preparations. You practice relaxation techniques. You surround yourself with positive images and affirmations. You take the time to rehearse your birth and visualize it, creating the environment that will support you, whatever the surroundings and circumstances are. All the while knowing you already have the skills and resources you need. Your own wisdom, intuition, your skills of relaxation. A partner who will walk with you and support you, and those around who will help you on the way, and you feel confident and secure, knowing that whatever happens, you will be able to take care of it to weather the storm along the way. And you think again of that wonderful destination. You think of the partner who is coming with you on this fantastic journey, and you feel happy, excited, looking forward now, looking forward to your birth and looking forward to meeting your baby. And hold that thought now in your mind for a few moments, enjoying it. And then when you feel ready, and not before, gently allow your daydream to come to an end. Allow all the thoughts and images to fade away. Bring your awareness back to those closed eyelids, back to the room you're in, back to this moment. Notice the feeling of your head resting there against the pillow or the cushion. Feel the sensation of your body relaxing there, and bring yourself back to full awareness slowly. Feeling more aware of your surroundings. Feeling like you want to bring some movement back into your body. Your fingers and toes. Maybe stretching, taking a nice deep breath. Starting to feel like you want to open your eyes. And when you feel ready, if you want to, you could begin to open your eyes now, knowing that if you don't need to or want to, you don't have to. If you choose to, come back to full alertness, feeling good, feeling refreshed and energized, continuing to feel confident and in control, calm and relaxed.